Hey y'all, it's the Calm Corner Show. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Now let's get into it. Hey Soul Family, back again. Okay, so this one, first let me say, hey, I'm Erica, your favorite Astro homegirl. And this one is going to be a quick update on Kandi, BURUSS, and Todd Tucker. Okay, so we're gonna do a quick update on them. I gotta start on y'all zodiacs, but it's just so much going on, so I want to make sure that I'm able to get you guys updates on what's going on. Okay, so welcome back for those that have been riding with me. Welcome back, and welcome to those that are new here. And those that are new here, just so you know, I like to get into a little bit of the astrology first before we get into the cards and down to business with the reading, okay? Because it helps me better understand the persons and the people that we are talking about, okay? So I'm not going to go over their charts because you can go back to my reading. I think it's under my live reading with Kandi and Todd, and pretty much everything that I read is really what's coming out, honestly. Even I was kind of shocked to hear where they said possibly Todd could be having a baby, because if you go back to that reading, that also came out in the messages, okay? Also, another thing, I did say too in the cards that he would potentially be a problem financially, and it's happening. It's happening. So we're here now. So let's do an update and see what's up and what's going on. We got a lot of responses. They said Mama Joyce finally responded. And I think even just while I've been here working on some other readings, they said that Kandi responded, and also that Todd contested the prenup, you know, which I said in that reading previously. So make sure you go check it out. I said it's possible. All right, so Kandi is a Taurus sun, okay, guys, in its house of its home. Taurus is all about resources and money. Taurus and Libra are the only zodiac signs that are ruled by the planet Venus. Kandi has a very, very favorite chart, okay? Her Jupiter is there, her Venus is in Taurus, as well as her sun, okay? So it's meant for her in this lifetime to be very, 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 very wealthy. So let's get into her, the current transits and just the energy that's going on, and you know how all of this is happening, okay? So the sun is, you know, right now in Sagittarius, which means truths are coming out. And it's safe to say all of this is happening right now in real time, right? Also, I spoke on Kandi's reading that she is experiencing a spiritual awakening, you know, or spiritual energy where she is really transcending to another level spiritually, not just on a financial standpoint. And that Sagittarius sun energy represents a lot of that energy as well, okay? The moon is in Taurus, all right? It's in her energy. So guess what? The moon is what's hidden. We know moon is mother, but moon is also secrets and what comes out. Well, what is coming out now? Issues about resources in her finances. Todd coming for her money, you know, things that she may have done or it has done and put in place for him not to be able to take advantage the way that he thought that he was or is or whatever he think, honey. Anyway, moving on. Mercury in Scorpio, secrets coming out. You know, him contesting in divorce. We suspected it. We hear it now. Him possibly having a baby. And it'll be more things that'll come out. The energy is in the atmosphere. And I think even if you are listening to like just what's currently going on with everybody, secrets are coming out. Okay. Also, the Venus is in Sagittarius. Okay. Again, that truth, that spiritual awakening. All right. The exploration, okay, of things. So Mars is also in Sagittarius, where you take action. So I'm gonna say this: it could truths are coming out, but on another aspect or another side of looking at Sagittarius energy, recklessness can happen. We can see some things spiral out of control. So let's keep our fingers crossed that people can stay grounded. Okay. Remember, Sagittarius is fire. All right. Let's be clear. Now, Uranus is in Taurus, the shakeup of the what? Resources and finances. And that's what we're talking about today with Kandi. So she is in a place now where she is doing all the things to protect her resources, her money, her Oro. All right. Neptune is in Pisces. That's the industry. So she is what? The industry. She's an artist. She's an actress. She's an entrepreneur, creative, all of the things. And they are in the forefront in this industry of celebrities and Hollywood and all the things, right? So Pluto is in Aquarius. You know, that is about technology. Again, that all coincides with all of the things coming out and the secrets and stuff like that. Scorpio, because we are here on this good internet seeing all of this play out in front of our eyes, okay? And Chiron is in Aries right now, and that is identity issues, you know, and how we show up, you know, how we're feeling about ourselves. And you know, a lot of times right now in our energy, we could not be feeling so great due to all the things that we have going on in our lives, you know. And everybody has different aspects and different things going on. But in hers, you know, it's about her, you know, marriage, her, you know, home, her relationship, okay? And it's being shown in our faces. So let's get into the messages as well and real quick. The same energy goes for Todd, you know, Taurus energy, moon hitting him, coming for her resources. Secrets about him coming up, Mercury and Scorpio. So you can kind of look at, like what we're saying about the transits, and it's just kind of cut and dry, all right? So let's get into the messages, and I will also try to play a few clips from different people and whoever I pull them from as we get through the messages about, you know, responses from Kandi or any other information that has come up. I'll try to play quick clips. But again, when I start the cards, I'll make sure that I let all of you know where they came from. So not only am I acknowledging them, giving them a shout out, but for y'all to, you know, go give them a follow and go check them out on their pages, all right? So let's get into it. So family, peace and love. Come on. All right, guys, learning how to speak over the recording. So I just wanted to shout out all the clips before they come ahead, because I noticed that when I tried to speak, it didn't come through. So you saw the pause in the Tamar reading before the clips played. So quickly shout out to @Queen Sheba. You guys give her a follow. And shout out to @Tasha K, okay? And any of the other clips that came about. So when you see them, make sure you shout out to them. But you might want to give, of course, I know y'all probably following Tasha K, but go ahead and give Queen Sheba a follow. She the bomb, all right? So here go the clips, and then we'll get into the reading, all right? Let's get into it.
He never got no pictures. He was telling you a story, mama.
Well, it could have been a scheme that Todd set up for him to come to you with the bush.
Huh?
We back again. The block is hot as it relates to these people in Atlanta. And today we are talking Kandi Burruss. She fired back. Kandi said, I am not laying down. I'm not rolling over. You come at me. You come for my bag. It's going to be an all-out dog fight. Kandi Burruss, listen, she's rolling the receipts, the B-roll. She's using Bravo footage as evidence in divorce as she fights her ex, Todd Tucker, over the prenup. Let's talk about it. And listen, before we really get into it, not only is Kandi fighting back, she has petitioned the court to seal the divorce proceedings, right? And you know what? I think it's a fair ask, considering her level of notoriety, consider the amount of money that's involved. She's asking, wherefore, petitioner respectfully requests that this honorable court seal all of the pleadings and contents thereof from public view, that the petitioner and respondent deem to be confidential, and grant any other relief to petitioner that is just and proper. You know,
subscribe now.
All right, so let's go. According to Us Weekly, y'all, they are saying that the Real Housewives of Atlanta, Kandi Burruss, is using footage from Bravo as evidence to fight Todd in court and to also refute his claims regarding their prenuptial agreement. Kandi is saying, don't play with me. We got it on tape. We have it on video. You said you were good. And if we can't really take you at your word, what can we take you at? How can we trust you to be honest? Okay. The article goes on to say that Burruss filed an amended divorce petition on Monday, yesterday, December 1st, addressing Tucker's allegations that he was asked to sign their 2014 prenuptial agreement without his lawyer present. The lies you tell, according to Kandi. She said, not only is he a liar, he was represented by a high-powered attorney before the marriage and disputed. Kandi disputed his claim that the prenup was not enforceable due to the lack of legal representation. Now, Todd, I watched that clip. I watched the night before the wedding where you said you were on the phone with your attorney. You had an attorney. I remember that. And I don't have a dog in this fight. So why are you now claiming that you did not have an attorney when they can prove that you did, Todd? Do you not know these things are documented? Y'all had enough money to hold off. Tucker, who asked for sole primary custody, also asked for alimony if the court rules the prenup not enforceable. As Us first reported on November 26, according to Us Weekly, Tucker filed court documents claiming Burruss's work will require her to be away from the kids for several months. He said he hoped to work out a custody deal with Burruss, but if not, he wanted the court to award him primary custody with Burruss having visitation. You have some nerve. What do you mean you hope to work out a custody?
Gonna get married if we don't have no prenup. And we sit up here arguing about something that I don't even understand why we're arguing, because if you work, I work. So I'm not understanding what is it that we're debating here.
Right.
Right, when men be trying to take half of the women. I don't think it's cool. Like, I feel like a man should always be a man and be able to handle his own or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. So,
So you gained your money while the man was with you, and he nurtured you, he helped you, he gave you ideas, he was a part of that, that progression. You don't think he should get anything? You did it all.
What is he? Nobody said she did it all.
Well, already said you just nasty. So basically, Kandi playing both sides, running the numbers up. Because you meet somebody, you kick it with them
that's why I want to really differentiate.
Kandi, you gave me the coochie in a couple of weeks. Well, we know you, Kandi.
What my mama does is right. I'm not
always
saying
trying to
that.
make logic of what she
not
did,
saying
and
that.
there's no logic to it.
Your mama has you mind and she continues to mind you. And
Excuse you?
Yeah. And if you don't check that, she'll continue to run this relationship, run this house, run your business, and everything else. Even for me, it's only a certain amount of time before I'm gonna feel like, you know what? I love you, babe, but we can be friends.
I'd rather be the one whose feelings are hurt before I sit up and let my mama be upset. That's just how I roll, and I'm sorry that y'all don't like it.
We know.
It doesn't matter if my mama wrong or right. I'm not finna let you say nothing crazy like that. Like, come on now.
That's my mom. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what y'all have to say. That's my mama. And I'm gonna make sure my mama's good. She don't have to talk to me. She don't have to say nothing to me. That's my mama. And y'all can tweet.
Regarding the Ja Rule piece, okay? Kandi Burruss and Todd Tucker split after 11 years of marriage. Now, there was some blind items going around last month about a potential split, okay, between the two, but they didn't say a name. And y'all gotta listen to them blind items because they don't be lying, y'all. It be lawyers behind them accounts, but they can't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? And so Kandi silently, took Tucker off of her name on Instagram, and now she is, filing for divorce against Todd. Now, she said, after deep thought and a lot of prayer, I made the decision to move forward with the divorce, okay? One reason being Kandi is gay. Okay?
All right, so family, this is a quick update on Kandi Burruss and Todd Tucker. I'm going to go ahead and separate their names. Now, you had a lot of updates since I put the reading up over a week ago when this all first kind of came down the pipeline. And we hear now a lot of the things in the past reading that I spoke on. It's interesting because everything's starting to come out. So if you get a chance, make sure that you go back and check that reading out. I think you guys will, you're going to hear some things. Definitely the update when they said that Todd may have a baby on the way, and if you look at the reading, that also came out, as well as I definitely spoke on when I pulled the cards that he would end up being a problem. He would contest the divorce, and sure enough, we here now. Okay, so Todd wants some money, wants some owo. And also more updates on, saying that he wants the court documents to be sealed, as well as him allegedly cheating as well. So, and they said also, I don't know if we spoke on it, I saw third party. I think we did. So just make sure you go back and check the reading out. But again, this was on the, they have a live-in or a girlfriend, and that is also may be a reason for the rift, okay? And so they're stating that now it's Kandi's girlfriend. It's just so much going on. So let's get an update first. Let's just go ahead, dive into it, and get a update on Kandi. Let's get her current energy right now. Then we'll go into Todd's, and we'll ask, several questions. I'll try to do good. That's why I asked y'all to please help me ask questions, because once I get into the cards, it can kind of get a little overwhelming, and then I'll kind of forget certain key questions that I want to ask, like even with the Tamar, and check that reading out too, because it's up there on the channel, Tamar and Mendices. And once I got into the energy of Tamar, of course Mendices, and then I went ahead and pulled Kandi, it got really, really interesting. And I end up not even asking anything about Funky Dineva, but I'm going to say this. The reason why my Ori is your head, okay, your mind. It didn't take me directly to Funky Dineva because it's already cut and dry. I think we all know he's telling the truth. So it wasn't really much there to even really speak on, Maybe the only question we should have asked was Tamar's legal pursuit. But I think that's another reason why I didn't even go there, because honestly, y'all, she ain't gonna be able to do nothing but just, do what she did. Like I said, check the reading out. She just needs to take some time, step back, withdraw, and regroup, because that right there ain't gonna fly, because he did see what he saw. I mean, that's not the same as the other cases like the Milagros and the, whatever, where they, with Cardi B's. This is factual, and you can't tell nobody facts are facts. So we here. So let's get into Kandi and Todd, all right? All right, so family. So, and I had already brushed the card, so let me clear the energy, okay? And what y'all think now, for those who was thinking like maybe it wouldn't get to this point? And look, it's crazy because we here now, right? So let's get into the current energy, because a lot of times when I pull, we can just kind of see certain questions that we're asking already out the gate, when the messages come up, of course, with that. So let's see what's up, what's going on with them. And Todd, he sure enough got a lot of nerve, don't he? The nerve of it all, right? And I got some new decks too, guys, so I'm pulling those. I'm gonna see what we can get. So let's see what's up. Okay. I'm gonna clear the deck first, okay? It's going further and further. I was hoping that it didn't get to this point. I was hoping that they would be able to work this out amicably. But again, I could see in the cards where he was going to end up being a problem because of the money. And that's what I was hoping wasn't true. You know, Mama Joyce can seem like, you know, like people said, worried about Kandi money, but she Kandi mama. She already taken care of. And make sure, shout out to all the clips that I played in the video to just take y'all down memory lane where she already said, I already take care of my mama. You get what I'm saying? So, you know. She just like, you know, more protective of her child in general and whatever comes with that, which I think any mom would. Sometimes it can seem overwhelming, but sometimes, you know, we can, as parents, can see for things way before, you get what I'm saying, things pop off, you know? Those had something to say coming out face down, up. Y'all saw that? Wow, they coming out this day. All right, so let's see what it is. Okay, let's unpack. Child. All right, guys. You know I always have to unpack a little bit before we get going so I can see what it is that we're seeing. And it's interesting because we're saying, like, what is happening? Well, the current energy is right on time, right on point. You can't make the messages up, and these came out face up first. So the first card we get is the Moon card. And look, we know for a fact that more secrets are coming out, more things are coming out, you know, deception on Todd's end, maybe possibly them speaking on some things about Kandi, but it's here. And the moon again is, you know, the opposite of the sun, but it also is, it brings out and shine light on what's hidden. So we can look ahead to know that more secrets are going to be revealed, you know, more confusion, energy, and chaos between the two with all of these different things that are coming out. And it has Kandi, you know, in a place where it's creating a bit of anxiety for her. When she came out and said she's going through some things, and even though she comes down, you know, again to Beyonce's internet with a brave face, you know, this is stressful for her, especially with this Four of Swords sitting right here. And if you can see that, it's like, it's a burnout energy, right? An energy where she just want to, you know, really want to just recuperate. She could even be seeking, you know, spiritual counseling, okay? And then again, you know, the moon is the mother. So, of course, we, you know, got to see Todd is trying to take full. So that came out and was solidified. You know, more news, more secrets. Him trying to take full custody of the kids. Ain't that some shit? I mean, he the nerve of him. You know, do you pay for the nanny, Todd? Do you pay for child care? You know, I mean, he really, he reaching, okay? But again, you know, it's still spiritual aspects and cards before I even get through the reading. So she could even be, you know, seeking spiritual counseling at this time. Because again, when you see that Four of Swords, it's just overwhelming. And then, you know, even though she is a celebrity, and you know, it's still an energy of and knowing that she'll be on the internet. But right now, this whole thing is just taking over the blog, taking over, you know, just the news and everything. So it's overwhelming for Kandi, man. So keeping my girl on prayers. She's strong, but holding it down. All right. So we see that this also is a situation too of, you know, when you see that Two of Wands, you know, again, underhanded things going on. And these are the setbacks and delays. The goal she was hoping was that they were going to be able to move forward amicably and without all this stuff coming out. Another thing about the moon is, you know, her requesting that the documents be sealed, because there's a lot of things in them documents that she don't even want that to come out. That could possibly be, you know, embarrassing. I wouldn't necessarily say damaging per se, but just you know, just some stuff you just don't want everybody to know and all in your business. So, you know, that's the goal of that. And it's like she's trying to avoid, or was wanting to avoid, to have to deal with all that. All right. But, you know, this is the energy of action. This, to me, like I said, you know, it's interesting when you see men on the table, right? And when I say that, you know, you always want to see a king. So we just gonna keep it a buck and call a thing a thing. Knight of Wands, Todd is a Leo energy. He less than, you know, he already, you know, wasn't on her level, equally yoked, if people want to say it as such. So a knight on the table, you know, came in on the BS, already didn't have nothing. So the Knight of Wands is here, you know, and he's in an energy of coming in fast to try to take what he feels like he can get his hands on, right? Taking action. But it's the energy of arrogance that he has with it that's interesting with him, to me, right? But also the Knight of Wands represents the energy around, you know, other things going on, relationships. Three of Pentacles is here, right? So you can also see the energy of him is facts. He is, you know, stepping outside the household when you see those threes. And in Pentacles, Three of Pentacles can usually represent a business, you know, relationship. But right now we're talking about partnership. All right. And, you know, it's so funny because it solidifies who he is as a, you could say, a male gold digger, so to speak. You know, want to lay on a bitch, you know, want to be taken care of, so to speak. All right. And you see that with Pentacles, because Pentacles represent money, you know, earth energy. Owo. I always say money. Owo means money in Yoruba. And again, this is him, you know, Knight of Wands, wanding over here and wanding over there, doing other things behind, you know, Kandi's back. Maybe because the Three of Pentacles is in an upright, they had an agreement when it came to bringing other people into the bedroom. But he decided to, you know, spread his wand around a little bit more. All right? Yeah. And it also represents, too, him coming in trying to take money, businesses that she's built, you know, wealth that she has. This also represents that, right? But you see a Knight of Pentacles on the table, and it's interesting that they're right beside each other, because this is the energy that he's taking on. You know, the egotistical, feeling like you owe him something and that he gonna come and take what he feel like, because he's been with her for however long. But Knight of Pentacles in reverse also represents, again, a sorry ass nigga. Period. Bottom line, guys. Okay? When you see this Knight in the upright, of course, it's the most loyal Knight in the deck. But when he in reverse, you know, it's just about him. Todd wasted a lot of money. Look at these businesses right here with that Three of Pentacles, right? You can see it. He wasted a lot of finances, a lot of bad decisions. Again, I'm going to stand on that. You can see it is in the cards with the businesses that he, wanted to build, that Kandi helped build his dreams. But guess what? The businesses were unsuccessful. So the reason for him coming in to take Knight of Wands energy, trying to swoop in, right? But look again, this is about bad planning. This is about bad investments too. So we can take it a step further, that they right here beside each other touching. Y'all see that? Look at the bad investments that he made. And so the money that she says she's fair, because she is fair. That's why this is in an upright, right? She said, we'll do 50-50 of what we built together. Well, guess what? There is no 50-50. Because they upside down. Look. And you can see it in his messages. He wants some money, but he ain't really got no money. The businesses are upside down. He was wasteful. He made a lot of bad decisions, maybe in them strip clubs, whatever he was doing outside of the marriage or whatever he did with his money. He didn't make good decisions with his finances. So it ain't much for him to get, or really at best nothing at all in those businesses that are upside down, right? Now, as far as that play go, because it's in an upright, I think they did Othello, right? Something about her. She's very strategic. You can see the strategy in the cards, right? She, again, moon secrets. She was moving behind the scenes, doing things to secure the bag, right? He just didn't see it because he was in that reckless energy, and at some point she cut him off. So whatever resources he may have been able to get his hands on, at some point she cut him off, and he didn't even see that coming. So this is what caused all of this. So it lets you know he's here for the money. We don't have not one cup on this table. And when we're talking about relationships and marriage and, love, I want to see some cups here, right? The next card she got is the star card, right? But it's in reverse. I'm going to say something. This is a situation where, again, I can't stress it enough, because you got temperance, right? And right now, Kandi is really, really, you see the card of seeking spiritual counseling. She's really going within in this energy, which it makes sense because Saturn has also went direct. And remember, if I can state, her moon is Capricorn, that earth energy, right? And it's in the career house. So at this time, she's trying to find a balance between her career and this divorce that she's dealing with this sorry motherfucker, right? Taking care of the kids and all the things. But with Sagittarius in place, we're in Sagittarius season, Jupiter is in Cancer, she is having a huge spiritual awakening and enlightenment phase. Light bulb moments are going off. Things that she didn't want to see. The illusions in her mind that she created, that she overlooked with Todd, with their moon card, now are what? Being revealed to her. So she like, oh, so when he did that, bingo, I see. Oh, so that was shady, but I tried to overlook that. I tried to see the better in it, right? So this is her going through all these different emotions in the process of this divorce coming about. This is about her being, in a place of despair, because she would focused on making sure that she able to keep her whole foundation, which she will. She will, moving forward. All right? But finding the balance in it all. Due to his excessiveness and recklessness, right? And it said the court document said irretrievable, unrepairable, and we're here, right? Now look, I pulled that Queen of Cups in their last reading with that Page of Wands in reverse. So whatever this outside person is could very well be a water sign, okay? Because the twos they're even across the board. You got the page of wands, you got the two of wands. And it's interesting because remember, pages represent news. And wands, to me, passion, sex, sexual energy, right? So this represents more news coming out about who? Todd and his bull crap. And so this also confirms the cheating that was spoke on, right? Was he cheating? Well, it's clearly here. We see it. And even though it's a Queen of Cups, like I said, it could be some rumors, which we're going to pull some more cards around him possibly having a baby on the way or already have gotten someone pregnant. We don't know, allegedly, right? Here's the marriage. Judgment is here. You see, you see the situation in the forefront right now, and it's safe to say judgment on their whole situation, judgment on Kandi, judgment on Todd, right? But it's here, right? And when you see that Seven of Swords in reverse, this is the situation of, y'all, this ball has just gotten started with more things coming out, more deceit, more deception in this union. You see it? You can see it right there. Can't make the messages up. It's crazy. So it's more things that are gonna be revealed. That's crazy. It's coming to the forefront. Even with sealed documents, it's some more things that we about to see in the next weeks to come, or as this process continues with these two, moving towards this divorce, because it was some cards that said that they could try to work it out, but it just looked like it's a lot of deception in the energy, a lot. All right. This also was Todd calling himself trying to switch up the strategy because he realized, hey, I didn't make decisions. So even if we go to court and we get this divorce and she's saying 50-50 on the business, I don't really stand to get what he feel like he want to come get. He want to get his hands on money. He'll walk away with a little piece of something, but it ain't going to be all what he thought it was going to be. And look, here go the Six of Cups. Soulmate energy in a sense, right? But in reverse, this is him trying to come for the kids. For all the wrong reasons, though, right? Coming to saying he want full custody of the children. But for all the wrong reasons. So, you see how we able to see the current energy before we even add? I'm going to pull some of these too. Let's see. Let's add. We're going to pull the T cards. And then we're going to get into his energy, which we can see it already, but we're going to still back it up. It's a quick update. So, angels. Sorry about that, y'all. Sorry about that. I'm gonna have to make it stop. I don't want it to come up. My bad, y'all. All right. Let's see. Let's get the messages. T cards. Damn. We're going to take that one. Okay, we'll just do like 1 to 3. Okay, thank you, Spirit. Okay. Got more than one, so we're gonna take it. Okay. It came out exactly how I do too. I'm gonna leave that like that. Okay. So, look, this is a new deck that I got. And when I say I absolutely love this deck, it is everything to me. Gotta use it more often. And this just backs up what we talking about. You know, I know it was questions of, well, we knew he came for the money, but it's due to the fact that, which will come out, that those investments that he made weren't good investments, right? So that's the whole purpose of him doing all these extra things, because he is what? He's a B-I-T-C-H. Okay. So the death card is here. Listen, this is the end of that marriage. All right. And Kandi is in the energy of, I'm ready for my new start. So this is letting it go. And this is the end, so she can begin anew. Okay. This is external change. So it's, you know, at this point, we like, okay, well, will they be able to work it out? This is the situation where this is transformation. This is the end of a chapter. She wrote in those documents, it's irretrievable. Yeah. It looks like, you know, it just is what it is. You know, they said they were out and about. Of course, it was Blaze's birthday. So they will be able to, they'll be able to co-parent. But as far as this relationship goes, you know, it's like moving forward. Now, we do have the 7 of Wands here. So it could be an aspect where, you know, he may try to, at some point, which it looked like he was or is, trying to work this situation out, right? But I'm going to tell you something. This is Kandi standing her ground. She like, you know what? You can see it in the first set of cards. I'm tired. I done had enough of this shit. You know, I've been going back and forth with you for all this time, and we here now. Again, more moon energy, but this card is about the full moon. So remember I said illuminated subconscious, more than 1 month or the next full moon in the next cycle in the new year. Remember, this is about a new cycle, a new start. This is the end. We closing out this chapter, this 9 chapter, right? This is a closeout year, 2025. So between now and us moving into 2026, which is the next, 6 weeks or so away, you know, more things are going to come out, all right? Because again, full moon is about completion. So again, this marriage, no matter, even if he try to come with it, she's standing her ground on, you know what, this is a done deal. This is closing out this chapter, right? But more things are going to be brought to the forefront that we're going to be made aware of, all right? And it's going to be about their family and their home. Okay? So we're going to see more things come out, guys. I can't stress it enough. And she'll be moving forward to new. Her mind is definitely on her children and her family and securing them. And with that 7 of Wands, she going to fight for it. So, Todd, you can move on with the schemes that you got set up. Okay? Now, you got news again. This is him coming for the money. Page of coins, right? So we're going to hear more news about that energy. You know, him trying to move into, trying to get his hands on more of her financial wealth that she's built, right? Wow. But I'm going to say something. Kandi has definitely laid down a foundation behind the scenes with The way that she's moving is very strategic in her projects, right? And her new things that she does have set in place are going to be very, very successful. The messages are here in the cards as well, because she does work hard and she does put the work in, right? So the messages are here. And again, you can't make it up with the High Priestess here. That's the secrets, you know, the bridge between the worlds, a subconscious mind. Remember, I said she's elevating. And the messages are continuing to be through and through, you know, more of her inner knowing. Like I said, it's going to be, she's going to be having moments of deja vu, like, oh, that's the shit that went on right over there. Okay, I see now. You get me? So more epiphanies are going to be coming in for her. And she's going to continue to ascend in her higher self energy. But I'm telling you, the mysteries and the questions that we got, baby, they're going to be coming right on out. We're going to see them. I can't make it up. The world card, this is the internet. This is the messages, the news playing out on the internet. But this is also the end of a chapter. So they got 3 cards to an end of a chapter. So we will see this. If y'all got questions, we're going to see them end, okay? This is her, again, holding on to her success. More success to come. But she going to be closing out this chapter. And by her closing out this chapter, y'all, it brings more blessings in for her and her family. All right? And then you have the Fool card. Again, new chapter, new journey. Can't make it up. All right? So she's going to be headed into new beginnings, like I said. And, you know, the opportunities are endless for her. And I'm going to say this, too. When you see this energy of the World card, the Fool card, one thing about Kandi, she is a smart cookie, right? So when you see these cards with that Page of Coins and, you know, her defending her stuff, because she can't afford to have his name attached to her business and what she's built, okay? We can clearly see in the cards that he didn't make good decisions with his finances. And I'm going to tell you something, that brings her value down by being attached to the BS. So this is her closing out this chapter as well to move forward to way bigger and better things. Yeah, with that Page of Coins, it might cost her a little small penny. Did you see? Page, coin, a coin, right? So he'll get that one little coin so he can get on about his business. You get what I'm saying? That's interesting. I like these cards a lot. I love this deck. This is good. All right, let's get some T cards, and then we're going to pull on Todd old trifling ass. And I did not even want to have to say that, but it is what it is. Gonna call a thing, right? Sorry, sis. You do see the cheating rumors are true, so that's confirmed. We can see that, right? That's why we'll just do a quick pull on him, so. And yes, they will end. I mean, even if you see a little bit of here and there, this is going to be a cycle that's closed out. So, yeah, please. Okay. Energy around there. Divorce. All right. I'm going to take it away and slid. Okay. See what comes out. Let's get some T cards, okay? Thank you, Spirit. That card keep coming out with everybody reading, don't it? Damn, that was a lot. Okay. Let's see, any extra messages for them? This in no particular order, right? Okay. All right, so. Ooh. All right, y'all. So here go some messages for these two. You got new boo, so that look, new love, learning each other, flirtation. So that confirms the, you know, the infidelity right there. You know, throwing hands, disagreements, hostility, animosity, conflicts, and fighting. So yes, the news came out and Kandi fighting back. She using also with that world card that also represents, you know, her using Bravo to prove that he wasn't in duress when it was time to sign for that prenup. All right, throwing shade, criticizing, disrespect, judgmental. Well, we see all that going on right now in a situation with him coming in, and he's trying to make it seem like it's amicable. So by him saying, you know, she's a good mother, he want full custody, you know, where they can co-parent. That's throwing shade to me. Okay, get out of here, and you ain't got no money to pay for nothing. Sorry, not sorry. You know, unremorseful, avoiding accountability, neglecting responsibility. Well, it's safe to say, we clearly see that is how he's carrying on. Keep it 100, honesty, showing true colors, and transparent intentions. He need to keep it 100. You see that? She keeping it 100. But now it's transparent now. His intentions are coming out, right? Vibes, sensing something, unexplainable feeling, listening to her intuition. I can't make the messages up. Didn't I say that that's the energy she in? She having epiphany. She having deja vu. She going back like, oh, ding, 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 ding. A lot of light bulb moments with him and his bull crap. People pleaser. You know, overgiving, nice guy, girl syndrome, doing anything, everything. This was Kandi. You know, trying to allow things to continue to work out when she had to pull away from that, right? Look, lipstick evidence, infidelity, caught cheating, betrayal is here. So if y'all want to know if he was cheating, yes, it's in here several times. Even in the messages, mind games, manipulation, gaslighting, scare type tactics. Well, we know that's what he do. Definitely mind games, okay? Look, penny pinching, financial struggle, saving up and budgeting. Then we say it's his finances. Squad, close friends, birds of a feather flock together, soul tribe. But I'm going to just let y'all see the picture. We're going to just, we see squad mean, y'all get the gist of it. Y'all see that? Y'all see it. Need I say more? Other people and other entities coming into the bedroom. Y'all see that? Morning after, up all night, late night rendezvous, spending the night, more confirmation of infidelity and deception, okay? High vibing, good vibes, living to the fullest, enjoying the present, partying, wasting that money. Now you at this penny pinching energy, right? Hung up, fixated, obsessive, attachment, and focusing on all the wrong things, overindulgence in all the wrong places. Y'all see that? Lift off, fast action, progressing forward. The wait is over. This is her moving and standing on business. And remember, I said defending what she's built. Spiritual narcissist, guys. Spirituality, egotistic, superiority complex, spiritual manipulation. That could be a lot of the energy of that too. What he brought in, narcissistic energies, right? So, wow, I love to see the message card. So let's pull on Todd and we're going to get on up out of here. I just wanted y'all, we just confirming what, you know, is coming out, and that is the update, right? So let's get his current energy, and we'll just do these two real quick. I like this deck too. We're going to get out of here. So Kandi, she got it, y'all. I mean, she going through, it's a tough time for her, for real. And then also that world card, too, that news card represented Andy Cohen reaching back out to her saying, hey, Kandi, you know, can them cameras roll? I bet you so. I wonder, y'all, I got to ask y'all a question, and don't laugh. How fast y'all think he'll get rid of Phaedra ass if he was the, if Kandi was to agree to come let these cameras roll? Because, baby, Bravo need this content right here. You hear me? And we don't even ask how Mama Joyce feels, and we'll get out of here because I got to. All right. That's funny. Well, we know she happy because she did speak out. I'm going to make sure, too, when I post the clips for them, because I got a few of them I'm going to play, y'all, before the reading heads to come on. So shout out to all the ones in the clips. And then I think I got one where either it's just a quick article that y'all can read where, you know, Mama Joyce had something to say. Okay? Mm-hmm. Oh, damn. I'm just gonna take him the way I grabbed him. He just fell everywhere. Amen. A lot to say about him, huh? Todd took him. Okay. I got a lot to say, don't it? Mm-hmm. All right. Take it though, right? I want y'all to see that. I'm gonna leave that right there too. So let's get unpacked, okay? All right, so that's cool. That's 3. I think he had this card. I can't remember. Bullshit. You full of shit? You know I gotta unpack, y'all. If this ain't the truth, I tell you what. Oh. Okay. So this is Todd's current energy that we pulled, right? And so it's interesting because it's so funny that, you know, the first card for him is the Chariot. And the Chariot is about forward motion, high speed, taking action, you know, really, really, you know, moving forward and really tackling and getting your hands on what it is that you're trying to do. And look, it's in reverse. You see that, y'all? Chariot in reverse. He ain't got no motion without her finances. Because guess what? Look, I can't make the messages up. It's the same thing, but in a different way. The next card you got is this 8 of Pentacles. Look at that man. All the work he been putting in. You get what I'm saying? The bad decisions that he's made. So with that Chariot in reverse, it's no motion because he didn't make good decisions on all the stuff that he put work into, right? It's so funny how these cards just played out that I'm going to hold them up as a throuple or a 3-way so y'all can see this. It's crazy. So that's the Chariot, right? This is, and his investment in this marriage, calling himself trying to come with deception, right? Look at the card that came up right beside it. And look, ain't no cups here. So check that out, soul family. This is him not having no motion. He's stuck. His finances messed up because the businesses and everything that he had the opportunity to work on and bring success to was bad investments. Look at that. You see when that card is in the upright, that's that man looking at everything that he put his work into, all the fruits of his labor. Well, look where it's at. He messed up the money. He messed up the money. So this is definitely a scheme that he set up to get his hands on that money, just like Mama Joyce said, right? And look, hangman energy. You can't make it up. You got two cards right beside each other that's in suspense. You on hold. Because remember I said, look at the pentacles. At some point, she cut these resources out. So he can't even get his hands on the money that you get what I'm saying? Trying to get his hands on anymore. And look, so this leaves him on the bullshit. Bottom line, King of Wands, his energy, coming in with the manipulation. You saw that in the cards, all right? He's a weak leader. In this reverse energy, you weak. Coming in with the deception, coming in with the, trying to get over and finesse and take what you don't deserve. And then got the nerve to be in his feelings about it. You see that? But coming up with more schemes and devious ways, against her in the marriage. You see that? He real selfish and cold-hearted. Don't even really take care of his own children. He wasn't even really a good father to Kayla. Y'all see that? Because everything about him is selfish. Doing all this for his own selfish reasons to get his money on money and finances. That's crazy. Playing games. He thought this was going to be his, look, 9 of Cups in reverse. Again, this is the overindulgence, with the women, the relationships, recklessness with the finances and the spending. Doing what he thought he was going to do. And when she put that thing on hold, look, now he in this energy, upside down. His pockets got rabbit ears, all right? But this the overindulgence. Look at the Lovers in reverse. No, 2 of Cups with the women. He thought that this marriage was going to be his wish fulfillment because his money was on her what? Finances. Thinking that he was just going to really have a come up. So he has a disappointment energy, but they separated, which we know. This is the divorce in reverse right here. He thought he married to come up. But surprise, surprise. Not, nigga. Get on with your trifling ass. Okay, so now you got the Magician. Again, more manipulation, more greed and trickery. He really came in to play games and trick. Look at that deception. You can't make it up. Came in this marriage for a come up. Look at it. It's here. Wasting the resources. Can't make it up. Conniving, deception, greedy, manipulation. And this is about greed too. Now his mind is just all over the place, right? Confusion and hostility. So now he coming with to the internet. I'm gonna take the kids. Look at the 5 of Wands. This is the disagreement and the fight and the arguments coming out. That's why Kandi want to seal the documents. So all of this kind of stuff won't have to come even further to the forefront. But this is him contesting the, look at it, there you go. Because he trying to play a game, remember? Saying he was under duress when he signed the prenup. So this is him on the BS. You can't make the messages up. But like I said, this is him trying to avoid, right? So we said it may be some aspects of him trying to finesse and work it out. But inevitably, this marriage is going to end. Look at the Lovers. Because he was what? Too, reckless, too greedy, too manipulative, too deceptive, cheating, all of the things. It's hearing the messages. The bad choices he made. Want to mess with all the women, thinking that it ain't going to end. That 9 of Cups in reverse. But we here. The wheel got to keep turning, and it's going to move forward just without you. Because that's about cycles. And you saw that in her messages, right? He didn't expect this to happen so suddenly. You know why? Look at that Tower card. It's like she cut him off from them resources quick, fast, in a hurry. I know that's right, Kandi. Get on with your trifling self. So we will see the end of this. So I hope that answered a lot of questions. I'm going to try to even start writing them down. I did that once or twice. And before we get out, let me pull this and we can get out of here. But we see the answers. We see the messages. And the page of coin, it kept being that one coin, right? So we see that he will, you know, inevitably get, you know, a little piece of something. But it won't be what he thought it was. So guess what? Now you're going to have to really dig deep. Like them cards said, you made so many bad decisions. You better clear your mindset, baby. And work with what you going, the little bit you do get, and make it work for yourself going forward. I think they said he had a new play coming out. So he's going to be trying to do new projects and stuff like that to try to, you know, move forward. So, let's see. Before we get out, oh, we can ask how Mama Joyce feel. Current. And you know what? Let's ask too. Since the energy right there, I'm sorry. I'm gonna ask real quick. Me and Spirit, please put the energy up. It's 1 to 3. 1 to 3. 1 to 3. How does Todd Tucker feel about his wife, Kandi? Let's ask. Let's ask that. How does he feel about her? How does Todd Tucker truly feel? How does he truly feel about her? 3. He truly feel about her. Truly feel about. True feelings about his wife. Which we saw it, but I just wanna back it up. How about that? Well, at least it's 1 cup here, but hey, he felt like, you know, it was a lot of work, a lot of responsibility. She held his feet to the fire on a lot of things, okay? And he just felt like it's been a struggle trying to, you know, push his agenda or do whatever he felt like he was going to do. It came to accomplish in this relationship and in this marriage, you know. His energy is, you know, he felt like she abandoned him in certain areas, you know, left him, you know, feeling less than, or, you know, and just avoiding the situation, the struggle, but he stayed. Let me say it right. Let me slow down. The struggle, the marriage, and dealing with her in the relationship, but he stayed again due to his what? Greed and him wanting to, you know, what he felt like he had access or privy to, right? So he stayed in the energy because it's like, okay, he really didn't have a real solid answer on what he was going to do next, okay? But he knows that she's strong. She, you know, brave. He feels that way about her. Strong woman, you know, a lot of inner strength in her. And she keeps things under control, right? She a boss. So basically, it's been a struggle. He felt less than because she was the strength in his marriage. All right? And he also liked her fame. Her fame and her fortune. The messages are here. But he felt disconnected to her in ways, but also felt like, sexually they were able to, move forward. But this is still the cards of get over. Like, this is the cards of opportunists, because Ace of Wands is new creative projects and new beginnings. So he looked at it like he didn't really want. He dealt with her based on what he felt like he could get out of the situation. Ain't that some shit? I just had to ask. Or I hope I'm being able to articulate this to y'all the way I'm seeing it. It's a lot more, but I'm just trying to find the words to say out loud, right? So let's get the current message cards with him, which we did do. Current energy. Okay. And then we're gonna do one more thing. Child. It's a mess, ain't it? Oh, shoot. Let's take them all. All right. So, let's ask for some extra. Any extra? Todd Tucker. Extra messages. All right, there they go. Okay, so here we go. This is masculine, his energy, seeds he's sowing. So, maybe more projects. We could see springtime. You got regret and repression here. So some things he's looking over, regretting. Remember, disharmony, triggers, and conflict is here. Yes, separation and longing. Also, like I said, it was an aspect of him trying to work it out, but with those cards in place, it looked like the inevitable closure, okay? Action, courage, Jupiter, beginnings. He looked at her as the, opportunities. Jupiter brings blessings. Remember, I said that. Healing, inner child, some things that he got to work through, okay? But also them working through issues with their children. Truth and expression. It's going to be more and more coming out. Self-love, creation, and intentions. His intentions are being revealed. Facade and beliefs, because he is manipulative with the deception and the trickery and decisions. He got some decisions to make. Remember I said that going forward? Because them resources been cut off. All right? So those are his messages, guys. And we going to ask, how does Mama Joyce feel? Let's do a quick pre-part pull. Let's ask how she feel about this divorce, huh? And we going to get out of here. So, please give me energy around Kandi. Let's ask. And we're going to get out. And I'm glad y'all. Thank y'all for riding with me. We always going to get to the bottom of some things if we can. I'm going to do the best I can to, see what I see and articulate it and say to y'all what we see coming down the pipeline. Allegedly. You got to say that. So, let's see. Spirit, please. get into it. Take that one. We'll just do quick 3. Mama Joyce video. Divorce and Todd. Kandi said, baby, I would not be bringing my mama down here to speak on it. She might speak a little bit too much. That thing tickled me. I love Lisa Baba Joyce. She is, hey, she's so funny. Mama Joyce. Okay. She had a few things to say. Not too much. All right. Okay. Came out in her energy too. Mama did. She is so happy, y'all. When I say she is happy, baby. Listen, she like, okay, I know Page of Cups is news, right? About emotions and feelings. And we said, how do Mama Joyce feel about this? Listen. She said, she's telling her daughter, listen, I know you ain't surprised. I've been trying to tell you that this for one nothing. And she is elated. You can't get more happier than that Ace of Cups. You know I am so tickled. Do you hear me? She like, and then she's so glad that it's over. Look at that. Over. She is excited. And guess what? She like, most stuff gonna come out. My daughter gonna find out more things with the moon card. But moon also represents the mother. I always say that to y'all. And she is so happy. Okay? She's so glad, y'all. She look at that 8 of Cups. Like, don't stall. She came out in her energy, okay? Queen of Cups in upright. Like, ooh, I'm so glad it's over with for you. So you can move forward with your life to bigger and better. That is tickling to me. That is so funny, y'all. You hear me? All right, so family. I love y'all. Don't Sydney Sweeney up next. And it's after y'all see that probably pop up. Just know Gemini moon messages, they'll be coming out. You guys will see them tomorrow on the Gemini full moon, okay? Even if it take me all day, just make sure you check out your zodiac sign. And I'm sorry, but today is my baby birthday, and today is also Miss Wade, okay? So shout out Granny, happy birthday. You know, rest in peace, Enrico's mom. And my oldest baby, which is born on her birthday, was her first grandchild, Rico Wade II, okay? So I love you so, family. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful, you know, evening. And like I said, their birthday on the 4th tomorrow. I love y'all. Peace and love. And I will see you guys soon and in the next one. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you can see what's coming up. More to come. Thanks for watching The Common Corner Show. Peace and love, soul family. And I'll see you guys in the next one.